What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Friday Night Live. Back on K-Rino time. Friday Night Live back on K-Rino time. And glad to be here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do some of it has some significance, some of it don't. But we'll just cover the spectrum the best we can and make the most out of it on this Friday night. I hope all of y'all that are coming in are clicking the thumbs up as you come in. And I hope y'all have had a great week and everything else, and et cetera, and et cetera, and et cetera. Y'all excuse my distraction. I was writing some stuff down. A lot going on. I'm just trying to write stuff down because I'll forget. Just like y'all always forget to click the like button as y'all come in. But we'll get into a few things. There's a couple of things I want to touch on, man. But I'll see if y'all tap into it first. I'll go into y'all minds first and see if y'all tap into it. But hit the thumbs up if y'all can, man. Hit the thumbs up if y'all can. We uploaded the new episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast, which y'all don't watch, but we've taken it down because somebody brought a technical difficulty to our attention. So we're gonna take it down, fix that, and then we're gonna re-upload it probably by tomorrow. So appreciate good looking out on who spotted that technical difficulty. But it really doesn't matter if that was a technical difficulty in there because y'all don't watch it no way. So let me see. We got open topic tonight, y'all. Jimmy is asking me who's my favorite rapper. All time, KRS-One, all time. Yeah. But I got a few that could fit into that spot of being favorite. One of my favorites. My ultimate favorite is KRS-One. But of course, I have many that are right up there. People like Tila Rock, people like Run DMC, and just people I love to listen to from way back in the days. Rapper K is in the building. We got OGs in the building early tonight, y'all. Rapper K. We'll let a few more people come in before we do an OG salute. We don't want to do OG salute with just a handful of people in there. Rapper K is in the building, but y'all can shout him out. Y'all want to, y'all can do an OG salute. We ain't got to hold it back. Who am I to hold back y'all's saluteism? Yeah. Ren L rated. Just saw you rocking the mic at the autism meet. You were there live or you saw footage of it? Ren, were you there live or did you see the footage? Let me know. Either way, I appreciate you. It was a great event. I was glad to be there, honored to be there, honored to get the love that I got, and it's all for a good cause, all for a great cause. Yeah. Marquise Brown said, I'm back. Back. That's what's up, man. We up in this thing, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the episode, Kevin Robinson. Man, I'm gonna keep a note of all the people who actually watch my podcast, and I'm gonna have to do something special for y'all. I'm gonna have to put together some kind of something where I can Something, do something. I can't think of what it could be right now, but I'm gonna come up with something because I'm getting tired of y'all, man. We giving y'all, let's see, Kevin, no, we giving y'all all this good information and y'all don't watch it. AJ Mantis says, do you mind if I get a K-Rino greatest hits compilation album put up? I was thinking I could put together. What do you mean? What do you mean if you can get a compilation album put up? What you mean? I hope you're not talking about you personally releasing an album. Elaborate so I know what you mean. What else, Spikey? Spikey was born in 1898. I'm just joking. That's my homie right there. Yeah. George, what's up, George? I see you up in here. George making a cameo appearance in the chat. This open topic tonight, man. So whatever y'all got on y'all mind. Y'all heard about them finding cocaine in the White House? Cocaine. They didn't find cocaine in the back of the ride. Look, let me break something down to y'all real quick, make y'all understand something, man. Because everybody seems to be in an uproar about. Man, you think that's the first time cocaine been in the White House? Do you think it's the 5th time that cocaine been in the White House? Do you think that it's the 17th time that cocaine has been in the White House? Do y'all think that that was the 35th time that cocaine had been in the White House? Man, I venture to say that cocaine has been in the White House, and I'm probably undershooting. I want to say at least 100 times. I feel like I'm still shooting way under the number. What's the over and under in y'all's opinion for how many times? How many times do y'all? I want everybody in here to answer this. Just give a number of how many times do y'all think cocaine has entered into the White House? And since the history of the White House, in the history of cocaine, whenever the White House and cocaine were able to come into a union, just give me a ballpark. What do y'all think? What's the number? So we won't be shocked when they come out with a report and, well, how did this happen? How did this get past the Secret Service? How? Everybody all shocked. Give me a number. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Ishmael says 365 days a year. He thinks cocaine is in the White House every day. Bryson says 420 times. He put the 420. He put the weed date on the cocaine. Adam and Arkin just said, forget it, plenty. Give me a number. Give me a number, man. Ishmael said they don't call it the White House for nothing. George says at least 80% of the time since they both existed. Now think about this. If y'all scared, y'all scary. Y'all don't want to say no number. I don't know. Maybe y'all think y'all job or something gonna see this. But how many presidents have there been, and how many presidents do you think have at least tried cocaine? How many presidents have it been? Can somebody pull out y'all magical smartphones and just say, how many U.S. presidents have there been? How many presidents have there been? 40, 45, 48, 47 presidents? I can't remember. I think Obama was 44, 45. So Obama, Bush. It's been 40-something presidents. I know that for a fact. I don't know the exact number, right? How many of those 47 presidents would y'all say have tried, just at least sampled cocaine before? Rapper K say it's probably a smaller number to ask how many days it haven't been in the White House. You got a better shot going in that direction. Out of 365 days, you're like, well, that was 2 days that they didn't bring no cocaine in the White House. How many presidents do y'all think? But y'all moving slow tonight. How many presidents have it been, y'all? How many presidents have it been, man? I'll find out. Because I want to know. I want to know. We're going to get down to the bottom of this today. Okay, Biden is 46. Okay, thank you. Biden is 46. Out of 46 presidents, did they have cocaine back in Thomas Jefferson, George Washington days? Was cocaine around back in those days? I'm sure it was around. Was it readily available back when George Washington or should we come more up to the modern time? You think that Clinton haven't done cocaine before? You can't tell me that Bill Clinton ain't never did coke before. Which one of them dudes said they smoked weed but they didn't inhale? Was that Clinton? You think Ronald Reagan never did cocaine? See, this is what y'all got to understand. Ronald Reagan, he was an actor before he went into politics. Ronald Reagan played in movies and stuff. If you're an old movie buff like me, if you watch those old movies from the 40s and the 50s and all, you'll see Ronald Reagan all in these different movies and stuff. So he was in that Hollywood circle way back then. He running around with Sinatra and Dean Martin and Jimmy Stewart and all those cats. He was in that little realm. Bob Hope and all that. You try to tell me Ronald Reagan, who was married to Nancy Reagan, who spearheaded the whole Just Say No to Drugs campaign back in the 80s. You trying to tell me that Ronnie never did no coke? You telling me that Bill Clinton and George Bush, you think Joe Biden and Trump never did coke? I know Trump did coke. If you had to pick one president to save your life and say, man, you got to take one guess to save your life and guess at least one president that you feel confident have done cocaine, who would that president be where you felt comfortable? I'm going with Trump. Trump done partied too hard, man. Trump done had too many parties and women, and Trump was all in Atlantic City and had, hey, man, woo! I got to go with Trump, man. Bush, come on, man. You think Bush ain't never did cocaine, man? Nixon, man, come on. So the point I'm making is that why is not everybody, but a lot of people are shocked and in the uproar that they found cocaine. We're trying to get to the bottom of this. Man, that coke could have came from anybody. But it's funny how they try to act like the White House is some holy edifice, some holy place that, oh my God, they desecrated the White House with cocaine. This is the same spot where Kennedy would have women in there and doing this thing with Marilyn Monroe, horse rocking Marilyn Monroe, and this is the same spot where Monica Lewinsky and Clinton was in the Oval Office. This is the same spot. Come on, man. Quit acting like this some holy building. The average person shouldn't have even been surprised that cocaine was found in the White House. Come on, man. Jimmy, I appreciate the love, man. You know what that reminds me of? That's like when they found their money in Osteen's church. They found a bunch of money inside the walls at Lakewood Church, Joel Osteen's church here in Houston. And I, to this day, still don't know what the source of that money, where it came from. But somebody within the church, somebody hid that money, man. Somebody, that's some inside money, man, that just got discovered. Y'all quit thinking these folks is holy. Mike, what you talking about? Hold on. John Smith says the cocaine thing was probably some goofy tourist who was too scared to go back and say, I think I dropped my felony in the check-in cubby. I don't know, man. A lot of times we be trying to protect these cats. It ain't have to be no tourists. It could be a resident. It could be an employee, a staff member. Laudanum is a combination of alcohol and opium with the presence of morphine. And yeah, we know back in the days they was doing a lot of laudanum. They would knock some of that off. Especially back in the old West, that was one of the things. Opium and all that, they got high with all that. But y'all think Lincoln did cocaine? Y'all say that's why he freed the slaves, because he got high one night. He was snorting and got high one night. Lincoln had did about 4 or 5 lines. Christians say Reagan supplied it. See, that's a whole other level. You got a nation that's responsible for allowing cocaine to come into the country. You think ain't none of it ever passed through the White House? You think they ain't tested it? And let's see if this is. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there, boy. Yeah, let it in. They talking about the war on drugs, but they the ones letting the drugs into the country in the first place. Come on, man. Y'all better quit thinking these cats is somebody special. No, it ain't no just Joe. Joe ain't by himself. Lindsay says, throw every last one of them drug convictions away. Well, see, they too hypocritical to do that. Because like I said, they the ones letting the dope in the first. The very dope that people are doing life and 25 and 30 years behind, that people have done time behind and have gotten out or whatever that number is behind your name, 5 years, 8 years, 7 years, 6 months, whatever it is, it's hypocrisy, because you locking people up for something that you put in the mix. That's like high level, that's like entrapment. Y'all remember that time I was talking about that TV show called Bait Car? They just set a car up. They go to a black neighborhood and set a car up in the neighborhood with the keys in it. So a guy who wasn't even thinking about stealing the car, they just enticed him. Just walking down the street and the car is just there. Then when you get in the car and ride for a little while, it locks up on you and they take you to jail. I know what y'all say, well, you shouldn't, ain't got no business stealing no car. No. Yeah, you're right. But there's a whole lot of things that you wouldn't have done, I wouldn't have done if just somebody hadn't put the opportunity in front of you. A lot of things you ain't thinking about doing at the moment. You could be minding your business and somebody will come along with some blueberry muffins. Hey man, I got blueberry muffins. Huh? Oh yeah, I'd take one. That's hypocritical, man. Hypocritical. Open topic, man. Open topic, man. These are our leaders. L, and I can never see your name and say it right. I'll just go with L. Do you think blacks in America should live like the Sentinels and Jarawa people to stop their words and stress? I think blacks in America should separate from America. Should get out. And I don't mean get out of leave the landmass. I mean get out of that westernized way of thinking and separate. The government should give us some states and we should separate and start our own nation. Because no matter what happens, we're gonna get the raw end of the stick. So I was watching the video where the police were arresting this older black gentleman, and his wife was just on the side, just recording it, just for supposed safety reasons. Safety, like people record and say, okay, man, I'm record just so I can have you on film, on tape, and you don't do nothing out of line, or just in case you do something out of line as a police officer, I got you on tape. And the officer just came over nowhere and just grabbed the black lady and just slammed her down to the ground because she was filming. Just that hatred just manifested itself. There's no law against what she was doing. She was not impeding the arrest. She was at a distance. Her husband was being arrested. She wasn't in a way trying to, hey, stop. And she was off to the side. There was footage of her off to the side, just recording, and all of a sudden this dude comes out of nowhere and slings that woman down to the ground. This the country we live in. This where we live. So no, we should separate. So we won't have to worry about that type of stuff happening. Because it's a far too familiar script. Far too familiar script. And see, Anna Menard say, ain't no cop gonna beat up a black person and rush him to the hospital because they intended to inflict that harm. If you can go to the hospital, they mad. They like, man, ain't I wanted to kill him. Man, he lived. Man, see. Anytime we try to see, look at Rick. Rick says, yep, I own everything: schools, hospital, police departments, government, etc. Yeah, because anytime we try to assimilate, historically, anytime we've tried to assimilate into this system, it don't work out for us, man. And people always say, well, this is not a race problem. It's everybody. They do no. Check the numbers. Check the disproportionate numbers and how disproportionate the incidents are as it relates to black people compared to anybody else. And our Latino brothers and sisters following close behind. Disproportionate. So when you make up only a small percent of the population, but you make up the majority of those kind of incidents, that ain't no just so happen. So no, I'm out. You keep on falling for the same trick from this corrupt government that we live under. A government that can't even save itself, much less save us. This government can't save itself. It's on life support. Y'all still talk about the cocaine presidents? Cocaine in the White House. They found some coke in the White House. Why don't I make a song about that? Mike putting all the presidents on blast. He said Richard Nixon was a frequent drinker, particularly in the evening. You know the exact time of day he was drinking? Man. He used, what is that? Phenytoin. Man. They found some cocaine in the White House. What's going on, Jeff Wade? Appreciate your presence, man. Y'all subscribe to the channel. And please be sure to keep your notifications on and tune in to my daily videos as well. You know, I love chopping it up with y'all on the weekends, but tune into my daily videos as well. Because they found some cocaine in the White House. OGKO just stepped in the chat. KO and Rapper K making frequent appearances in the building, man. Spectre Cruz says, with the country on the brink of collapse, what should be our move as like-minded people? To get the hell out. Get out of God's way. See, because the collapse is a collaborative effort between the idiots who run the government and between the God who is bringing down this world. So one hand is washing the other. They are becoming victims to their own devices, meaning that their greed, hatred, their racism, all of these things are taking control and coming to a head because it's been going on. Now it's just coming to a head where there's no more room. There's no more wiggle room for America to continue to do the things that America's been doing. The economy is out of there. The dollar is not worth. The dollar is barely worth. This how much. This is what the dollar is worth. The tip of pay. The dollar has no value, and America will not atone for all of his actions and all of the hardships that is brought on to black people, brown people, poor people, other nations. All of the evil that this country has carried out, they won't atone for it. They won't take accountability for it. So when they won't take accountability for it, God gonna tear it down. And if you got a problem with what I'm saying, don't get mad at me. Be mad at history. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at history, because the history bears witness to everything that I'm saying. They found some cocaine in the White House. Dirt Mexican says, a lot of Houston artists you know have done Vlad. How does that make you feel? Well, I'm going to tell you the difference. Y'all know I don't like Vlad. Vlad is a devil. He's a snake. He's a culture vulture. And any other thing that you can list that I'm not able to think of right now. But if you watch any of the artists from our city, from Houston, that have been on Vlad, they don't let him sucker them into saying the wrong thing or walking themselves into some type of self-incriminating type of conversations. We don't get down like that. So, yeah, and some of the artists that Vlad has interviewed from Houston, they go back to a time with some of those interviews go back to a time before the information was out on him like it is now. This just started to become a thing, even though he's been doing it. It just, people just starting to click like, this is what this guy does. He tried to lure people into incriminating conversations, right? Self-incriminating conversations, or lead them into those type of questions. That just started being a conversation a few short years ago. Now, I don't know if any artist from Houston would say, okay, yeah, man, if Vlad called me tomorrow, I'm going on there. Maybe they would. But I'm yet to see one talk on some street activity like, so you're friends with Kingpin Willie. No, we don't get suckered into that. We don't get drawn into that type of talk. So just because some artists from Houston have been on Vlad and all that, that don't change my feelings about Vlad. It don't change my feelings about any of my homies that went on Vlad, because I know they ain't stupid like that. John Smith says, but you'll be able to actually live outside of this country. Sad state. I'm gonna stay and fight for change. Well, like I said, I've never said anything about us leaving. See, separation don't look. Separation don't mean that we necessarily are leaving, because Black people have invested in this country. And I'm not talking about the stock market or nothing like that. Blood, sweat, tears, and years, and work, and time, and suffering, and pain, and sacrifice. Black people have built this country, right? So no, you don't get to get off that easy to just, okay, well, we'll send all of y'all back to Africa. Nah. Give us some land on this mass that we own, and let us go for self, because we're capable of it. There's not any thing or any necessity of life that we're not capable of providing for ourselves. I don't care if it's making toilet paper. Well, how we gonna have toilet paper? We got somebody that can do that. We good. Who gonna build the houses? We got plenty of people that can build the houses. How we gonna eat? We got plenty of master farmers. We got agricultural scientists among us. What about this? What about that? We got everything. Doctors. Everything. Nothing that we don't have. Only thing we don't have is the land. And in contrast to, I would say, maybe the times of Black Wall Street and other Black cities that sprung up throughout history in the days after slavery and post Reconstruction and all that. In contrast to those eras, y'all not gonna get to come in and raid like last time. There gonna be no coming in and raiding, and because people they've asked that question, but man, what if we set up our own territory and they come in like they did Black Wall Street and try to take over, and they gonna get chopped up. New day, new people. See, they the same Negroes. So, but people they'll have in their mind, like, I put a post on Facebook on the 4th of July, right? I put a post on Facebook on the 4th of July because I saw somebody had posted a meme and I liked it, so I shared it. And it said, what were Black people doing on July 4th, 1776? A lot of Black people, no matter what history they are shown plainly, will still say, I'm going to celebrate 4th of July. And I pull out the invisible hat that I have, because the picture showed Black people picking cotton in fields. They showed Black people getting beaten, whipped, and enslaved, and in chains. And July 4th, 1776, That's where we was. So that it's not our Independence Day. So get mad. It's history. It's facts. So you want to argue and be mad at facts because you still want to celebrate. I want some barbecue. Go get some barbecue then. It's the same thing when you have people that will still celebrate Christmas, knowing the truth, and they'll say, "Well, man, I got kids, man. I got babies. I got it." So follow the lie for your babies. It's ridiculous, man. That's conditioning. That's a conditioning process that we've been placed on. We are running on remote control. We ain't even running on remote control. We are running on automatic. Automatic. That's our mindset. So yeah, I put the post up because it's like we try our best to assimilate into a system that never accepted us. I had a copy. I had a copy of the Constitution, the United States Constitution, that I used to carry around with me all the time. Everywhere I went, I carried this in my bag when I would go travel or whatever. I always had this copy of the Constitution with me. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it. I don't know what I did with it. But the part I always like to read the most in the Constitution, and it's a part that has not changed to this day, it can still be found in the Constitution, is where Black people were considered 3/5 of a human being. You're not even a whole human. This is how they looked at us. You're not even a whole human. You are. Somebody sat around and did the math and calculated and said, okay, let me see. They're not a whole human. What do you think? 4/5? Somebody said, nah, that's too much. 4/5, that's too much. What about 3/5? Yeah, that's about right. They're about 3/5 of an actual human. They got a head, they got a brain, they got hands, arms, legs, torso, organs. They got all this, but no, they're only 3/5 of a human. That's still in the Constitution. At least the one I had. Maybe they tried to update it and took that out, but I haven't seen a current reprint. But this is how we are viewed. Come on, man. 13th Amendment, United States Constitution. What does the 13th Amendment say? What is the basis of the 13th Amendment? Why I keep saying amendment? What is the basis of the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution? That slavery had been deemed to be illegal unless you are convicted of a crime. At which time now we can legally enslave you again because you've been incarcerated, so now you can be legally enslaved. And I just spoke about the disproportionate number of police brutality incidents, but there's also a disproportionate number and percentage in terms of the incarceration rate as it relates to Black people, who make up about 13% of this population out of a possible 100%, making up 13%, yet making up over half of the prison population. There go your slavery right there. This ain't no accident. Piper P. King said, yeah, just move to the prisons. They had to figure it out. You're right, John. Slavery ain't illegal. It's in the Constitution. Open topic tonight, man. Don't make me start ranting. But we got to start using common sense. For real. Because one thing about it, for all my I'll be scared to say this word now. all my religious people, or all my spiritual people, all my people who, my godly people, my people who believe in the scriptures, right? The scriptures clearly state, the Bible says, and the Bible says, speaking about what is labeled as the mystery Babylon. Do anybody here know what the mystery Babylon is? Just somebody type it in. What's the mystery Babylon, y'all? Where is it? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see if any of y'all know where the mystery Babylon is. That's spoken of in scripture. What nation is that referring to? Thank you, Ren. Thank you, Spiky. Thank you, Ralph. America. So the mystery Babylon. No, it ain't Iran. It ain't Iraq. It's right here in the good old U.S. of A. But how you know that? Because it says the coming of the Son of Man will be in the West. This is where we're located at. We're in the West. We're in the western part of the planet. America is the Western civilization. We're in the West. And it says, where so the eagles are gathered. It's talking about where the judgment is going to be, where that mystery Babylon, that destruction of that mystery Babylon, it says where the eagles are gathered. We all know what the symbol of America is. It's the eagle. So the Bible is written in code, and it says, and this is God speaking in the book. He said, "Come out of her, my people," right? He said, "Come out of her." But we still want to be in, because we want to celebrate the holidays with them. We want to integrate. We mad because they took affirmative action away. All this stuff, man, that's they stuff. Come out. No, I'm going to stay in. I'm going to stay in. Halloween is coming up. My baby daughter going to be heartbroken if I don't get her a Halloween mask, a Halloween and some candy. Yeah, but you worshiping images of goblins and devils and ghosts, and I quit, man. Open topic, man. What's on y'all mind? Yeah. And yeah, Rick, a lot of the scripture is allegorical, but allegory does not always. Allegory is not a lie, a fairy tale. Allegory is just a coded way to tell the story. It's allegorical language. So if the book says that a snake spoke to Eve in the garden, we shouldn't be foolish enough to think that an actual snake, like we would see in the zoo or see in the forest, we shouldn't be foolish enough to think that a snake actually walked up to Eve or slithered up to Eve and started talking to her. It's an allegory. So it means not a physical snake, but a human with snake-like characteristics. Because how does a snake come? A snake don't come to you straight. A snake comes sideways. It sidewinds itself up to you. And it's slick. And it's venomous. So the snake spoke to Eve, but the snake was really just a person. So the allegory, yeah, it can be misconstrued like fairy tale, but you got to know how to unlock the code. That's what makes the Honorable Elijah Muhammad so great, because we grew up reading a book that we didn't understand. Now, to your point, I will say this: it's a lot of lies and falsehoods and tampering that's been done to the Bible. It ain't 100% pure. I'll never tell that lie. But we've been made to believe that. This is the Holy Bible. Holy means pure and untampered with. The Bible ain't holy, it ain't pure and untampered with, because the wrong people got their hands on it. And when they read about stuff that was condemning them that they didn't like, they changed it up in certain points. Instinct says snakes creep up on you slowly and then get you when you don't expect it. Open topic, man. Jeff Wade, I appreciate you. I'm glad you did catch the live, Jeff Wade. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the donation, man. Jeff Wade up in this thing. That's right. R.I.P. Big Pokey. See, understanding is the key. Have I ever worked with DJ Premier? Yep, I have. Shout out to Primo. I did a song with one of his artists that he was producing for out from New York. And he got at me and put me on a song. So yeah, I have officially worked with the great DJ Premier. That's the homie, man. Shout out to DJ Premier, because he's one of the few people who also, when he had his radio, I think he still does his radio show, he always would play my music, man. I always play my music, man. I really appreciate that, man. Jimmy, do you like any house music? You asking me, do I like house music? If that's what you asking me, then I'll say this. Back in the days, in the early 90s, when house music was really popping, it was some artists, some house artists that I used to like. Y'all wouldn't believe it. But CC Peniston, she's probably my favorite house artist of all time, CC Peniston. Crystal Waters had a couple of songs that was cool. Mainly the female house artists. I can't really think a lot of dudes. What's the other song? It's certain songs that I like. Because what happened was, I hadn't really thought about house music a lot back in the 80s and into the early 90s until I went out of town in 92. I was on Willie D's album, Going Out Like a Soldier, and the song that I was on, he shot a video to it in Baltimore, Maryland. So he allowed me to fly up to Baltimore with him. Me, Willie D, Jaime, OG Jaime, Racer X, a few of us, we went out to Baltimore, and we was moving around. So we hit up a couple of spots, and the house music was everywhere. Every little spot, every little club, house music was big. So I got an appreciation for it, because they weren't playing house music like that in Houston. you know. So I was like, man, house music is big. And I was hearing it, so I started liking some of the songs. So yeah, I like house music. Do they still make new house music, or has it morphed into like a different type of a title, a different genre? Yeah, that's right. White man in the middle, yet them black outside. Yeah, that's it, Marcus. AKA Nine Lives, my brother. Dirt Mexican says, outside of rap, what other music has influenced you? Shh, a lot, but you got to start with R&B. R&B came before rap for me, because that's what I came up listening to. I came up listening to Isley Brothers and um, Teddy Pendergrass and Kool and the Gang and Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder and Prince and Confunction and all that. You know, we grew up listening to, man. So that came before rap. So still to this day, I'm jamming the old school R&B. Zawaji Muhammad is up in this thing. Astro Hippie says, impatiently waiting for that DLP Part 2 collab. It's coming. I'm finna drop a lot of music this year, bro. Watch. I'm dropping a lot of music this year. This is the time. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna get tired of me this year. They say rap came from reggae dancehall. They say rap came from a lot of places, man. I think it's probably just a combination of a lot of different, you know, because you know, they was using making like break beats off of old records, you know, old R&B records, old dance records. But you can hear reggae influence, you can hear disco influence, you can hear. So rap is kind of like, in my eyes, just a melting pot, just like a combo, a gumbo of jazz, all that, all that. Ooh, that boy say SOS band. Man, yeah. Blues. See, rap is like the child of all of these, you know, like the culmination, because it's a little bit of everything in rap. See? I can break it down. See, you got the partying side of it. You know, the having fun, partying, the club inside, like the disco and, you know, upbeat. You got the blues where, hey man, we talk about our problems and our struggles. You got the reggae with just that cultural, that deeply rooted cultural connection. It's everything in rap. LW, that was a rumor. I never said that I was going to release an album every month. I remember saying, like, on some what if. Because one thing about your big brother, I'm not gonna ever put myself on a limb that I feel like it's gonna break. So if I say, well, yeah, I'm gonna probably drop 3 albums this year, or 4. Even when I said I was gonna do 4 at one time, 7 at one, I knew I was gonna do that, but I never said definitively that I was gonna drop 1 album a year, 1 album a month for a whole year. Now that would be cool. They said somebody did that. Didn't somebody do that? I heard Papoose. Didn't Papoose drop like an album a month? Am I wrong? Brass Construction. I remember that group. I can't remember the song. I know if I hear a song, I know I'm like, okay, yeah, that's them. I remember that name though. Mr. Death Metal. Man, I never made it to the Sam Houston Coliseum, man. That's one of my regrets of my childhood and my life. That's where they used to have the old school wrestling back in the days at the Sam Houston Coliseum. I never went. I wish I would have went. John says, how have y'all been dealing with the heat down there? Same way we do every year. You try your best to stay out of it unless absolutely necessary. You don't want to be in it, just in it. But it's weird because we in July now, but it seemed like June was hotter than July. If you from Houston, do y'all agree with me? June was hitting 100, 101, 101, 100. July been a little cooler. It seemed like it would be the other way around. I can tell by the look in your eyes. KO said we used to listen to reggae in the Beast World. Yep. We used to listen to everything in the Beast World. Listen to everything, do everything. That you're falling in love with me. What did you mean by when I said come a long, short way? What I meant by that, I meant that as Black people, we made a lot of progress, but it's not enough. So we've come a long way, but in the grand scheme, it's really a short way. So we've come a long, short way. We still got a ways to go. Yeah. I can tell by the look in your eyes that you're falling in love with me. Charles Succumbus said 24 albums a year. But if somebody dropped 24 albums a year, man, God bless them. I wish I could drop 24 albums in a year. That's a lot. That's a lot of music. See, because now here's the thing. It can be done, but it's not about how many you can drop. It's about maintaining the quality level. It's about making sure that everything is good. Like, I can just put some stuff together and hurry up and put out 2 albums a month or an album a month. But you don't ever want the quality to suffer. You don't ever want the integrity of the songs to be compromised because you are over manufacturing, you're mass producing, but you're not keeping the quality up. See, that's like when, big restaurants or big companies, they may start off small. You got this one location and the food is real good because everything is in-house and the recipe is just not being changed and all that. Then they start popping off. They get investors. Now they got all these different locations, and now you eating at the same spot somewhere in another city, same name, but it ain't the same. It lost the quality. Then you got to make the quality have to be number one. Quality is job one, like the commercial used to say. So yeah, I could do it. See? KO say that he found out that's where he found out wrestling was fake. He saw Junkyard Dog shaking the Iron Sheik hand after they fought. He was like, yeah, good job. Way to slam me, man. That was a good slam you did on me, man. I bet you was crushed. I knew it was fake before. I wouldn't have had to see that. But it was entertainment. We let ourselves get wrapped into it. Banzo D Monk, I appreciate the love, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate the kind words. Much love to you for that. Phantom Face Final. Phantom Face Final. Finish him. I keep having to revise my music since all my partners are gone. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, the writing process, man, you can't skimp on that. You can't skimp on it. You can't take no shortcuts from a creative standpoint. Hey, y'all hit that thumbs up, man, while we in here. Those who haven't already. You can't take shortcuts on the creative process. You got to give your best, man. Because then you start to oversaturate. You either oversaturate the market with too much basic mediocre stuff, and now people are numb to it, or more dangerously, as an artist, you oversaturate and overload your personal fan base with too much stuff that ain't up to normal standard. So now the people, your core audience who've been supporting you and backing you all this time, you made them numb. Man, this dude dropped 24 albums in 1 year, and by the time I got past that fourth one, it was just, yeah, I didn't want to hear this dude's voice no more. His voice is just annoying to me now. So you gotta be real careful with that. One of these days, y'all ain't gonna believe me when I say this. One of these days, I'm gonna go about 2 or 3 years without putting an album out. Watch. Y'all gonna be shocked. I'm gonna go about 2 or 3 years without putting a project out. Then I'm gonna come back. Bang! I'll be on your head like a do-rag. Daniel Rogers, will you vote for Dr. Cornel West in the 2024 presidential election if he's on the ballot? Nah, I don't do presidents, man. I don't do presidents at all. See, here's the thing, and I got nothing but love for Dr. West. Nothing but love. I respect all our brothers and sisters who've been fighting the fight before I was born, just have been in this struggle. But one thing I know is that, just like I've been talking about periodically throughout this live in terms of separating from this system is never going to be a benefit for me and my people, ever. It don't matter if the president is black. It don't matter if the president is my uncle. It doesn't matter, because you have the government and then you have the shadow government. You have that shadow government who really controls and dictates and runs things in this country. Then you have a president who's just a figurehead that they just put out there, and he says all this and says all that, but he really doesn't have any type of power. This world is controlled by the bankers and those types of entities who dictate what is to be done for whatever benefit suits them at the time. So even if a presidential candidate comes in and he has good intentions, or he's just green to the understanding of how this thing works behind the closed doors, he makes all these promises and said all these things that he's going to do. Realistically, he's not going to be able to do all that, because he's not going to be allowed to be able to do it. And no president, even with the purest of heart, you're not going to be able to come into a system that's already set up to oppress and flip it and make it do a 180. It's not allowed. That's bad for business on A. And it's like, dude, you ain't going to come in here and change what we've been doing. You thought you was. See, all presidents get their wake-up call at some point once they get into office. Because there's some that know the game, in my opinion, this is my opinion, there's some that know the game, and some that just, they blind, they feel like, man, when I get in there, I'm going to do this, I'm going to turn this down, I'm going to do, and you get in there, it's like, nah, buddy, you're not going to do any of that. You're not going to do any of that. Jimmy Carter, he talked about how he wanted to open up the files on the UFO files and all that. He had a fascination with the UFO thing. He had experiences, I think, or whatever. And he talked about how when he got in the White House, he was going to open up the UFO files. We're going to get down to the bottom of this stuff. He got in the office and was like, no, you're not. We keep that stuff secret, buddy. Not going to open that stuff up. Because we know something about those UFOs that the rest of the world don't know, and they don't need to know. This is the government talking. So it's a lot that we don't know about how the shadow government operates. Brother want to run for president, more power to him. But we've seen that movie before with Obama. I was one of the ones I thought Obama. I'm like, yeah, this is a good thing, man. That brother get in and president, and boy, hey, man, yeah. I was like, yeah, let's do it. But they flipped him. Instinct Hip Hop said it's too much low quality music being released today. I agree. I heard a song, boy. I'm not gonna do that. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. Lester Smith, man, thank you for the love, man. Salute to you. I appreciate that. KO say, who in here do beats? Looking for R&B beats? R&B beats? What you did on Overkill can never be undid. Oh, man, I appreciate that. You from South Africa? Man, I'm going to end up in South Africa one day, man. I'm starting to get a lot of fans from South Africa, man. I appreciate that. South Africa, stand up, man. Man. The hit list featuring Gangsta Nip. I ain't bit off the Big 7. Antagonistic Radio. Yeah, man. That's what's up. Open topic tonight, y'all. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? Baby Amira, what's going on? Baby Amira. Lindsay, say you back? Where you at? UFOs are not aliens. I agree. I agree. So y'all mind, man. Hit the like button if you haven't already. This open topic. Got some new projects coming. South Park Coalition album is done. I'm working on a new album now called Audio Optics that'll be out in a couple of months. We're about 5-6 songs in. Are you going to watch the Spence Crawford fight? Yeah, man. I plan to. That's one I'm gonna have to find somewhere to go watch that, man. I might just get it myself and watch it at home. I don't like going to sports bars. I don't like watching fights at sports bars unless you find the right place to go that actually has the sound, the commentary of the fight. Sometimes you go to sports bar and they playing music. The DJ, they playing music in there, and you can just see the fight. But I like to hear the announcers. I like to hear the crowd when somebody get hit and all that. So you got to find the right place to watch the fight where it can be about the fight and not about, you know, the DJ playing and all this chaos going on. I'm coming to South Africa, man. Coming back to Canada in September, y'all. I don't know if we're gonna do an event out there, but I will be back to do some more recording. Oh yeah, to charge your battery, Lindsay. Well, she's back. A lot of people picking Spence. I don't know, man. I'm not picking anybody. I'm just gonna watch it and hope it's a good fight. I just want to see a good fight. But a lot of people counting Bud out. A lot of people. I mean, if I've heard 50 opinions on this fight, 95% of the people are picking Spence. Is he that much more? Is he that better than Crawford to y'all? KO, you getting the fight? Man, don't say you getting the fight, man, and you don't get it, man. If you get the fight, man, I'll come to your house and watch it. I don't want you to call me to laugh. Oh no, man, I ain't get it, man. I changed my mind. And I'm stuck. Yeah. I just don't like going to sports bars and watching the fights, man. Unless the sound is up. So it can be live when the sound is up. And the people are into it. I watched the MMA fight by accident at a sports bar because I was going to support one of my homies' birthday, and that fight was that night. Adesanya was fighting, and it was live the way they had all the TVs was locked in on the fight. They wasn't playing no music, and it was all about the fight. That's what I like. I got to make it to Ohio, man, but you know, it got to make sense. I know y'all got love for me. I know Pat and Phantom Face, but we got to get more people to be out there. You know, if we can get a nice crowd to support, then I'll come, you know, and I'll bring the homies with me. Oh yeah, you got the fire stick. You get all this stuff. Jeff Wade says your song On This Road. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs, man. On This Road. It's underrated to me. Yeah. What do you think about 3D printing meat and other foods we have no clue about? Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's the devil doing devil things, man. You got to understand how unnatural that is. You know, they figured out multiple ways to make so-called food that has nothing to do with a natural process through which food is actually made or generated. They can put this little slime stuff together and okay, now it's meat. See? Dangerous times, man. Dangerous times, man. Yeah. They are poisoning the people through multiple means. Multiple means. Max, I was just in San Antonio last month. Well, in May. No, last month. I was just in San Antonio, Max. Where y'all be at? Anytime I come, that's why you got to always tune in to the channel. Anytime that I come to a city, I got a show, I always promote. I come on here, I'll let y'all know. And then when I do the show, and I come back on the days after the day, y'all say, man, when you gonna come to Dallas? I just left Dallas. And none of y'all showed up. Well, a few of y'all showed up. Shout out to everybody who came out of Dallas, showed us some love. You gotta, and that's why I tell y'all all the time, look, I can put y'all on a contact list, an email list. I do this every time. I do this every time. I say, look, that's my email address. If you want to be on a contact list for what any information, shows, new projects, just send me an email. I do that every time I do a live. And when I get on my email, whenever I check it, I may have 1 or 2 people that say put me on the list. I can't do nothing but throw it out there. I can't do nothing but throw the alley-oop. You got to catch it and dunk it. I can't do nothing but throw it, man. Kirk Bull, what's going on? Underground Exploring page. Well, see, that's what I'm saying, Max. Tune in to the channel. Cause I don't know what, see, if I'm in Houston, I don't know what promotion they're doing. I can't control what they do or don't do in San Antonio. But I will come on my channel and you're gonna hear it leading all the way up to the show. So that way you'll know, okay, well, I ain't seen no promo for it nowhere in the city, but you heard it out my own mouth that, you know, that we coming. So next time, so send me your email. So I just put my email address. So next time I come, bang, I can hit you up, and then you'll already know. You'll already know. I appreciate you, Max. Speak on nutrition. I got a song on my latest album called Food Poison. It's on this album right here. Telekinesis. Go to southparkcoalition.net and order this album, physical copies, or go on any of the digital sites and get it like that. Christian, what's up, man? The homie Christian Ibarra is in the building. Yeah. Y'all drop y'all locations, man. Where y'all at, man? If I can shout y'all out. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I gotta write some raps tonight. I gotta write some rap. Big Ock come flying in the midnight hour. Well, it's already past midnight where you at, Ock. South Haven, Mississippi is up in here. It's that Aristocles, Eugene, Oregon. The new album drops in September. My new album drops in September. The South Park Coalition album drops, I want to say September. Got a few projects coming out, man. Will out there in Tyler, Texas. Will Robinson. Underground Exploring page in Minneapolis, the home of Prince. Less than Show Low, Arizona. Show Low, Arizona. Where is that at? What is that close by? I already know where Phantom Face. I know where Phantom Face and Pat Warren at. Jeff Wade, Austin, Texas. We coming to Austin. Austin is probably gonna be our next stop, Jeff, for South Park Coalition shows we doing. Baby Amira and Colleen. Amira, you can drive on down to Austin from Colleen. How far is Austin from Colleen? You good, Ak? We got a little more time. Lexer 007 in Kansas City. anything with reckless clan. Well, possibly. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. Big Ock in the South Bronx, Hamp out there in Grass Valley, Cali. Grass Valley, Cali. Yeah. Tyler, Texas. Hey, man, I'll tell y'all, I don't do no mushrooms, man. Y'all ain't gonna have me just walking around like this all day. Just all day long, I'm just walking around like this. I'm just looking like this all day. How you doing, K-Rino? Hey, what's up? Why you got that remote on your head? Like, what remote? I don't have a remote on my head. Last I remember, I took some mushrooms that Spiker gave me, and I was, I'm past, man. Big Ox said he thought it was killing Texas. Nah, it's clean. Like sipping on some lean. Lean will kill. We talk about killing. 45 minutes. Come on, man. Amir, we come to Austin. You need to make that trip. You need to make that trip. Yeah. Bryson, what's up, Bryson? Bryson, you in Utah, right? Christian said I'm gonna end up seeing a sorcerer again on them shrooms. Keep tapping in. Hit that like button as y'all come in, man. I wonder if we can see 100 tonight. I ain't gonna push the issue tonight, but yeah, I knew it. Straight up. Salt Lake City up in this thing, man. Every time I see Salt Lake City, I think about John Stockton and Karl Malone. Yep. Give me to 100 likes, man. Can we do it? Everybody who haven't hit the like button, click it right now. Hey, man. He said you on shrooms will make a fire album. Well, the world would never know. No, I'm not on Snapchat, Hackney. But do this here. Y'all follow me on Instagram. I don't promote my Instagram enough. That's my Instagram, y'all. Y'all promote me on Instagram. See, Lester, you know I want to come to Tombstone, bro. How far are you from Tombstone? I was talking to one of the homies, Mars, on here, and he said when I get ready to come go to Tombstone, that he's gonna look out for me. How far in minutes are you from Tombstone? Because I'm coming to Tombstone, bro. I might come before the summer is out. I want to go to the Old West Museum thing. Yeah. Yay. B166er, Australia. What part of Australia you in, man? I've been out that way. LW says that I only hit the like button when I'm acknowledged on people's streams. Well, you should have been hit it. You should have been hit it. Every time you come on here, me and you have an exchange. We have some kind of exchange. You're either telling me to flip the little thing up because it's distracting you. You have a pet peeve about the little camera lens thing being in the way. And I always look out for you. Always. So I should have been got my like out of you. Shabu, what's going on, homie? I did an episode about AI on my podcast that y'all don't watch. Oh, let me type in my podcast that y'all don't watch again. Got a whole episode about the whole AI thing. Hackney. Is that Bauernell out there in Copenhagen, Denmark? Denmark in this thing. Oyster mushroom. Can't trust it. Do you cook? If you want to call it that, I can make stuff that man, I can make stuff that I eat. We had to take down the current episode of the podcast because we had some technical difficulties that got noticed by one of the people who do watch it. And I looked at it, I was like, oh man. So we taking it down. It's down. It should be down by now, and we're gonna fix it and re-upload it. Yeah. But in the meantime, we got other episodes that y'all haven't watched that y'all can go watch. No, Lester. No. I ain't talking about from Houston to Tombstone, because I would never, ever ride in a vehicle for 14 hours. You say you 5 hours from Tombstone? You say you was near Tombstone. That's not near 5 hours? I thought you was like in Tucson or something. That's a long way. Sean Moran out there in London town. Good old London town. Fruits, vegetables, beans, whole grains, and nuts. All the nutrition you need. Well, I don't eat nuts. It's a big misconception about nuts. Nuts are not good for digestion. Nuts are for squirrels and animals of the like. It's not, humans shouldn't be eating nuts. But nuts got protein. Yeah, a dead raccoon carcass got protein too. A lot of stuff got protein. Pig got protein. You're not supposed to eat it. Hey man, y'all are not gonna get me to do no mushrooms. It's not ever gonna happen. Can you interview big rappers, or are they scared? I mean, I don't chase so-called big rappers. I don't chase. I've reached out to people that I like, that I'm fans of, but I'm not gonna be going out trying to just lock down interviews with people that I don't really even listen to, that I'm not familiar with, because they big or they popular. I don't do that like that. If I reach out to an artist, it's probably because it's somebody that I like or I'm a fan of. And sometimes they hit you back, sometimes they don't. Yeah, Phantom Face, it was overlapping. That's how I know you really watched it. Man, Phantom Face, man, you are right with me, man. You described exactly what was wrong with the video. That let me know you tried to watch it. Yeah. Man, if I ever ride in a car for 14 hours to go somewhere, y'all gonna know that I done lost my mind. I can't. I have a 4-hour car limit. I got a 4-hour limit riding somewhere in a car. If it takes 4 hours and 2 seconds to get there, I'm not doing it. It's too far, too long to just be in a car. You can go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, wake up. You still ain't there yet. We're going to try to make it happen in Memphis, Tennessee, man. Yeah, Lester, you out there, man. Hey, man, shout out to Bryson. Y'all see Bryson in the chat. See, when we came to Denver, we came to Colorado, we had a lot of people that had come from different places, different states, to just come hang out with us, man. And Bryson drove 8 hours from Utah to Colorado to come hang out with us, man. That was big. When I went to Canada, we had people that had drove 6 hours, that came from like Montreal, 6 hours, 5 hours, had drove just to come to see Big Brother, man. So, I mean, that's a blessing, man. I thank God for y'all, because I appreciate that. That's a long way. In the snow. It was cold. So I appreciate that, man. Y'all come all that way just to hang out with little old me. Yeah. Ishmael says, ain't no one telling me walnuts are bad. They even look like our brains. They can look like your brain all day long. When you talk about your digestive system, they're not good for digestion. That's a fact. I can't stop you from eating them. I'm just telling you what the business is. See, there's a lot of stuff that humans can consume. See, we make the mistake of saying, well, man, it tastes good. There are a lot of things that we can consume, but they're not necessarily made for our consumption. We eat pork all day long. We love pig feet and bacon and ham, and that's the worst thing you can put in your body. But you can dress it up and make it fly and make it taste wonderful. But it's messing you up the whole way. See? Spiky, I'm not messing with these mushrooms, bro. I'm not doing it. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, Spiky. You know you my dog. You know you my boy. I rocks with you. Big Ox said chitlins. They will put some hot sauce on them chitlins and boy, and will go to town eating them dookie tubes. Y'all eating dookie tubes, man. When you eating chitlins. Dookie tubes and hot sauce. Come on, man. Child succubus. You want me to sing Deeper Elevation and Impossible? That might be impossible. I'll play it and just let it play. A lot of my songs, I have no recollection of the words. No, I'm not talking about allergies. I'm saying nuts you cannot be allergic to nuts at all. It's like red meat. Red meat is hard on your digestive system, right? So nuts are hard on your digestive system. Matters how much protein, matters how good they taste. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to bust no bubbles. It's just what it is. Let me see. No, man, that dog on them chitlins, man. Dollar bill, man. Hey, look, I'm glad Dollar Bill came out. We're getting ready to re-release the comic book, the Galactic Quest comic book, as y'all can see. Oh, you can't see it, but you can see it here. This is it right here. There it is right there. We're getting ready to re-release it, but with a different cover. How many copies of the new cover are we doing? It's limited edition. Dollar Bill, you still here? How many copies of the limited edition new cover, the alternate cover, are we doing? 50. That's it. 50 is a wrap. So you better get it while they're getting this good. You better get it while they're getting this good. We offer an ad space. Once we get these ads, we'll push the we'll be able to move forward. What I say? And the keychain, yeah, you get the keychain. We doing stuff, we doing things y'all ain't never seen before, man. Charles Sucker, you memorize deeper elevation? Man, wish somebody help me memorize it. How many notebooks do I have now? Says Save Soliloquy. I got to count. I think I'm at 15. I think I'm at 15. But I got to do a count to double check that. Would you prefer fish over walnuts and think it's better for you? Yeah, I would prefer fish naturally over Walmart too, walnuts. But the problem is, even with foods that you think are more healthy or healthier, you still got to dig really deep to find fish that hasn't been tampered with and played with and loaded up with hormones and toxins and farm raised in the unsanitary way. So I know where you're going with that. But yeah, if you can find some good clean fish, then quite naturally. But you can't say fish in general. It's only certain types of fish. Like if you can find some whiting, some good salmon, then you got a shot. That's pretty clean fish. But we ain't talking about no catfish. We ain't talking about big fish that weigh 50-pound, big old giant fish that's full of worms and all that. You catch these big old fish and take them home. You're not supposed to eat fish that big. You got too much stuff in it, too much crap in it. Man, how you know all this stuff, K? Because I read this book called How to Eat to Live. So I know you like Navy bean pie. Yeah. The Navy bean, man, is a beautiful thing. It's a billion things you can do with that Navy bean. Austin says, what's up, man? We coming to Austin, Blast Beat. We coming to Austin, man. We hope Austin will be better than Dallas. Dallas didn't show up like we wanted them to. Hey, man, y'all hit the like button. We need 13 more likes. We get to 100 and I can get out y'all way. I can get out y'all way. Phantom face, man. Give me 13 more likes. Rick Tim, surely no tilapia. See, I fell for the tilapia hype back in the days too. When tilapia first hit the scene and everybody, we thought it was just healthy fish. We was eating tilapia left and right. I fell for it too, Rick. I was couldn't tell me nothing about tilapia. Then one day, I met an old Chinese man. I was at the You Buy We Fry fish place, right? And I asked the dude, I said, man, y'all don't sell tilapia? He said, no. This is a true story. This is exactly how he did. He leaned in, he said, no, tilapia is a dirty fish. You should never eat tilapia. I never heard that. I was like, man, what are you talking about? I eat tilapia all the time. Tilapia, ain't nothing wrong with tilapia. All of the so-called woke restaurants were selling tilapia and all that stuff. We was eating tilapia left and right. He was like, no, tilapia is dirty fish. I kind of brushed it off. Then I talked to this cardiologist one time. It was probably within the same year. And I just asked him, I said, what you think about eating tilapia? And you know what he told me? He said, if you eat tilapia, you might as well eat pork. I was like, wow. And I really respected his opinion. So at that point on, I started researching, and I was like, I'm done with tilapia. Cut it loose. Nah, see, this book don't need no updating. You haven't read it. This book don't need updating. Because the foods that are described in the book, whether it's describing food that is good for the body or whether it's describing food that's bad for the body, those foods are still in existence and still being consumed. So the information is not outdated, it's actually ahead of its time. Because this goes into the science of certain foods and why you shouldn't eat it. It's not just saying don't eat it because I said don't eat it. It's breaking it down as to why. And these are foods that we still consume on a daily basis. And it speaks more so, it speaks about how this current world, from the medical field, from all these different entities that teach us, from the doctors telling you 3 meals a day, 3 meals a day, all of this delusional, these lies have been taught to us. Nah, can't eat that stuff, man. I'm not a doctor, and I don't even play one on TV. But the funny part about it, just to bear witness that the information in this is not outdated, that it's ahead of its time, a lot of what's written in this book, you now see it being implemented in a modern twist when you watch like keto intermittent fasting and all these different types of diets and different schemes for weight loss, for nutrition, for health. We see that stuff on TV and read it in articles and magazines. We don't do nothing but laugh. Because it's like, we know you got that from. Know you got it from. And a lot of what's taught in this book is connected to scripture. So if we follow the scripture, I can't say who do and who don't. The information ain't outdated. Because even God in scripture teaches what foods to eat and what foods not to eat in certain sections of scripture. So, this book here, this book is right on time. Got a chapter on fasting right there. Eat the best of things. Hold on, man. Let me see. I ain't gonna be on this long, y'all, but I just love the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his teachings. Uh-oh. What this say? Hey, man, we need 7 more likes. We need 7 more likes, man. I'm looking for something. Wow. I want to read this chapter right here. And then you just do your research. I can't see. Can y'all see that? I can't see that. It says the earth produces every kind of fruit for every kind of life on the earth. Now that's important. It says the earth produces every kind of fruit for every kind of life, meaning that all of the fruits and foods that are produced by the earth, they are specifically or specific to certain types of life. So what's consumable to this animal and is absolutely a food source is not necessarily a food source to us. Like cows live off grass. So all a cow eat is grass unless they start feeding them other crap that lead to mad cow disease and all that. It says, whereas the monkey can live off of nuts and bananas, and other animals thrive on such foods, just these foods will destroy us. Making our stomach digest nuts will shorten our lives. Just got to do a little research. The nuts are food, but it's not our food. And I ain't trying to go to war. I'm just, I'm just defending my position. Just defending my position, man. I can't stop you from eating that you want to eat. The wrong food has already been pointed out to you. Foods such as pig, nuts, white flour, meats. Of course, we eat some meats. The wrong kind of peas, the wrong kind of breads, half-cooked breads, too many starchy foods, and too much sweets. I'll raise my hand on too much sweets. All of these foods destroy. I ain't gonna read the whole book. Go get the book, man. Go to NOI.org and order the book. A lot of people have been asking me about astral projection every time I do a live now. So you got caught in the astral projection mode and can't get back in sync? Fasting promotes detoxification. Yeah. Yes, it does. Ishmael says, look, I respect Elijah Muhammad, but this brother was not a nutritionist. I beg to differ. Who gave him the knowledge? It said right on the book. It says from God in person, Master Fraud Muhammad. Now, this is knowledge that no one was teaching on before he taught it. And he said he got it from Allah in person. Now, the benefits of this, eating like this, that have been borne witness by many people, serve as the proof of the effectiveness of living, eating to live. So, and again, what I encourage people to do who may doubt what's in the book, I encourage people to go talk to or try to find an honest doctor, an honest nutritionist of this world, one that's immersed in this world's way of thinking in terms of nutrition and all that, and see what they tell you if they're honest. See? Because when you hear from another brother, unfortunately, we don't accept it when it comes from one of our own. We got to hear the white man say it. That's how we wired up. Not you necessarily, but a lot of us in general. So the proof is in the pudding, as they say. Hey man, so I can't get 4 more likes. I need 4 more likes, man. 4 more likes. We can call it a night. I've been on here too long. Hold on. What's your previous comment, Spiky? Hold on. Let me go back and find it. Navy beans are hybrid beans, meaning they're acidic to the body. Acidic will cause mucus to develop in the body because it cannot be broken up. Well,